What's up and welcome to our full body cars routine. We're gonna start in the neck and we're gonna work all the way down. We're gonna start by creating full body tension, otherwise known as a radiation. Roll the shoulders back, make two fists, clench the glutes, squeeze the core, and grip the ground. Now I'm gonna take my chin to my chest, and I'm gonna scrape the chin along the collarbone as far as I can. You're gonna hit a lockout point right here. You're gonna drop the ear behind the shoulder. You're gonna look up for the ceiling, pull the head high, rotating over to that left shoulder. The chin meets the shoulder, I scrape along the collarbone. We're gonna do 3 in that direction, and then we'll reverse, scraping over to that right side, looking, you'll hit that end point, drop the ear behind the shoulder, pulling up towards the ceiling, chin comes to left shoulder, and we scrape along that collarbone. We have one more, making the biggest circle we can without pain, looking over to that right side, dropping ear, lifting head high while looking back. Chin comes to left shoulder, and we scrape. Good, now we're gonna head the other direction. So looking over to the left, chin's trying to touch the collarbone the whole way. Once we reach the shoulder or that end point, drop the ear behind the shoulder, circling up towards the ceiling. Chin comes to right shoulder and we scrape. That's 1, 2 more. Continuing with that motion, trying to stay somewhat relaxed through the neck so you're not forcing the movement or position. It feels good, but still reaching the maximum range. We have 1 more repetition. Looking over that shoulder, dropping ear behind the shoulder, lifting head high, looking at right shoulder, and we scrape along the collarbone. Good, now we're gonna go into shoulder blades. So the shoulder blades live on the rib cage. They're these wing things, these wing bones right here, and they move in kind of a circular motion and wrap around the rib cage. I like to think of it as a square when I'm first learning, so I'll show you from the side. I'm gonna find the seams on the side of my pants and allow the hands to go up and down the seam, but not around the legs. Okay, so find the seam. Now from here, I'm gonna press the shoulders down as far as I can away from the ears, and then I'm gonna push forward. So now we're hitting our first corner, okay, down and forward. Then we're gonna go up and forward, second corner, up and back, third corner, still finding those seams on the side of the pants, down and back, fourth corner. We're gonna do 3 in each direction. Down and forward, front forward corner, up and forward, second corner, still on those seams. Up and back, pinch those shoulder blades, down and back. Good, 1 more. Down and forward, up and forward, up and back, down and back. Awesome, now we're gonna reverse. I'll show you from the back. So I'm gonna go up and back, up and forward, down and forward, down and back. Now from the front, down and back, up and back, up and forward, down and forward. Relocate the seams on the side of your pants. Down and back, up and back, up and forward, down and forward. Awesome. Now we're gonna move into the shoulders. So the shoulder is a ball and socket joint. So you've got the humerus, which is the upper arm, and it enters into the shoulder like this, okay? So ball and socket. We've got rotation. So I want you to bring your right hand out and just rotate the arm. So when the thumb comes in, that's internal. You're gonna feel tightness on the inside. External, the thumb rotates away. So while we're taking our arm through what is called a shoulder car, we're gonna be doing different rotations, and I'll call them out, okay? I like to use the anatomical way. That way it makes sense and you learn it from here on out because we use it a lot. So we're out in front, we're gonna go external rotation. So the thumb rotates away, we feel the tightness on the outside of the shoulder. I'm gonna pull the arm in towards midline and external rotation. Then I'm gonna bring the hand up overhead. Palm is still facing back, that's external. Here's where we transition. Now we rotate internal and you feel the tightness shift to the inside, that's good. Then we're gonna push the arm out and behind us to the side, trying to get more internal. So more tightness in the front, top of the hand comes by the leg, and then the palm faces away, that's how you know. Pushing back, still an internal, feel that tightness. Now we're gonna go external. Palm faces up towards the ceiling, you feel the tightness move to the back of the shoulder. Palm faces behind us, down and across. That's 1, we're doing 2 more. So external, palm faces up, tightness is in the outside. We come up and across, into flexion, overhead. Now we go internal, tightness on the front, stay in internal the rest of the rep. Top of the hand comes by the leg. Now we press up and back, external, tightness in the back, palm faces behind us, and down and across. Awesome. 1 more, I'll show you from the side. So external, come up and across, all the way to overhead. Internal, tightness in the front, lowering down and back. Work it up and back, still tightness in the front, Then we transition, now tightness in the back. Palm faces back behind us and down and across. Perfect. Now we're gonna do the other side. So palm faces up, external. Same thing, other arm. Up and across, palm faces behind us. We corkscrew that arm, now tightness in the front, internal rotation, push the arm back behind us, top of the hand comes by the leg. We press back and up, external rotation, tightness on the back side, palm faces back behind us, and we come down and across. Good. Continue on, let's flow through it. Up overhead, we hit our rotation, palm faces away, continue rotating as the arm comes down by the side. Up and back, external rotation, and down and across. Awesome, one more rep. Up and across, palm faces behind us, we hit our rotation, finish off the rep, top of the hand comes by the leg. Up and back, external rotation, palm faces up, we're holding the tray of food, palm faces behind us, down and across. Awesome. Now we're gonna go into elbows. So elbows, they hinge, but they also rotate. So a lot of people don't really give them the time of day, but we will. So we're gonna roll the shoulders back, you're gonna squeeze the elbows by the side. Imagine you got really smelly armpits. No one is gonna smell them, okay? Trap them. Then we're gonna pull the pinkies in towards the face, okay? So we're gonna do what looks like a bicep curl, but with supination or pinkies in, okay? We're gonna go through the whole rep, still pinching the armpits, and pull up. Good. Then we're gonna rotate the thumb in, that's pronation. We're gonna do the same thing, shoulders back, pinching elbows in, no armpit smell, lower down, pull up. Supination, pinky in, lower down, pull up, thumb in, lower down, pull up. Now we'll do one rep where we move back and forth. So we're gonna go from supination to pronation as I open and close. This one takes a little time to get used to, so if you feel like your elbows are moving a little bit, that's okay. Just work on trying to trap the smell in the armpits. Good. And now we're gonna do wrist. This will be our last kind of like upper portion. So we're gonna do them both at once, but if you wanna pause the video and do one at a time, you can as well if it's your first time doing the wrist car. My palms are out. I still trap the smell in the armpits, and then I'm gonna pull my fingers up towards my forearm. Now I'm gonna push them in towards each other, pull the top of the hand to the forearm, thumb out, and then back up, palm towards the forearm. We're gonna do 3 of those. Ooh, that's tight. One more. And notice how I'm keeping my palm open the entire time. We can either keep the palm completely open or do fists, but we don't wanna be moving the hands a bunch. We're focused on just the wrist joint. Now we're gonna go opposite direction. So now we pull up, thumb away, back, in, up. We're gonna do 3 of those. I can see my palms are wanting to crunch up. I'm doing my best to fight it. These are really nice if you're gonna do a bunch of ground training or playing on the ground. The wrist cars are money. Cool, now we're gonna go into spine. Spine, we're gonna have 2 parts. We've got segmentation, which is flexion and extension. And then we have rotation. So we're gonna start here, bringing your feet wide. So this is how wide my feet are. It's gonna help stabilize the pelvis. Now I'm gonna cross my arms. I'm gonna tuck my hips like I'm trying to hide my butt, clench my cheeks, and then I'm gonna round forward. So notice how I'm rounding in the spine, but I'm not hinging forward. So my center of mass stays right over my hips, okay? Now from here, I'm gonna untuck my pelvis, push my hips back, pull my rib cage up, and that's extension. Tuck my pelvis like I'm trying to read my belt buckle, pull my rib cage down into flexion. Shine the belt buckle down, pull up into extension, shine the belt buckle up, round into flexion. Now we're gonna do that with rotation of the spine. So I'm gonna tuck, belt buckle up. Now I'm gonna rotate like I did with my neck. Now from here, I'm gonna shine the belt buckle down, drop the shoulder, and then rotate over to the other side. From here, I'm gonna shine the belt buckle back up, round forward into flexion, and unwind. Good, we're gonna do one more that direction, then we'll switch. Rotating over to the left, shine the belt buckle down, arch the back, rotate over to that right side, belt buckle shines up, round forward into flexion, unwind. Now we're gonna go other direction. Rotate to the right, belt buckle shines down, lift the rib cage up, rotate to the left, belt buckle shines up, round forward with the spine, unwind. We have one more. Rotating to the right, belt buckle shines down, lift the rib cage, rotate to the left, Belt buckle shines up, going into flexion and unwind. Perfect. Now we're gonna do the hips. So the hips help if you have a wall to hold on to or 2 poles. I'm gonna do it standing because I've practiced a lot, but I'd suggest you grab something to stabilize yourself with, okay? The hip is a ball and socket joint as well, so just like the shoulder. And we've got rotation. So I'm gonna start by pulling the inside of the foot up as high as I can while pulling the knee up. From here, I'm gonna open that like a door hinge. Woo, there's my balance. And then I'm gonna drop the knee and lift the foot. I'm gonna push the knee down while the foot goes wide. Now I'm gonna work it backwards. I open out to the side, I drop the foot, lift the knee, scoop around into that external position, and I reset. Okay, we're gonna do it again. I'm gonna scoop up into external rotation. I'm gonna open out to the side, door hinge, abduction. Internal rotation where the knee drops and the foot lifts. Woo, there goes my balance. And then squeeze the knee in towards that standing leg while the foot is wide. That's internal. I open out, abduction, external, and sweep around. Awesome, we're gonna do one more, okay? External, open out, internal, knee squeezes in by standing leg, foot is wide. Open out, external, and we finish. Good, now I'm gonna show you from the side just so you can see what I'm trying to do with my pelvis. So I'm 90 degrees from the camera, so I don't wanna see my hips do any of this, and then I don't wanna see my back arching, okay? And I can use the rower a little bit here. So I'm gonna go external rotation, high as I can, open out, knee drops in, foot lifts. This is where the back is gonna wanna arch. So try and tuck the abs in, pull the knee into standing leg, foot stays wide, push back, external rotation, and sweep around. And you saw my hips wanted to open up there a little bit. So you're probably getting similar things. You wanna fight them. We have 2 more. External rotation, pull up, abduction, door hinge, internal rotation, knee squeezes to standing leg, foot goes wide. Open out, external rotation, foot sweeps through. Good, and one more. Open out, internal, knee squeezes to the standing leg, foot is wide, press back and out, external. Perfect. Now we've just got knees and ankles and we've made it through. So for the knees, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna grab my femur up towards my chest. I'm gonna flex my foot and then I'm gonna grab with my non-working hand, the opposite hand, and I'm gonna rotate the shin. So just like the elbow, the knee has rotation. So we're gonna do a similar thing that we did with the elbow. We're gonna start by just practicing the rotation of the shin, and then we're gonna go through a couple of hinges of the knee. So I'm gonna go into internal rotation or medial rotation, which is the shin pulling towards midline, the toe will point in. I'm gonna straighten out my knee, and then I'm gonna bend it again, all in that internal or medial rotation. Then I'm gonna go external or lateral, and then I'm gonna do it again. And the whole time, I'm trying to squeeze into the rotation I'm focused on. So I go internal or medial, open out, pulling in. Now we go external, open out, and pull in. Good, now we're gonna switch. So same thing, practice the rotation first. And you'll kind of feel that the main bone that runs down the shin, the tibia, doesn't move as much. And then the fibia, this kind of flanky, beefy side on the outside, is doing most of the movement. So I like to think of a tibia rotation, and then this guy is like the, I don't know, the sail we're bringing along, like it rotates like a sailboat, okay? So the mast. Now we're gonna grab here. I'm gonna go through that internal or medial. I'm gonna open the knee and pull it back in. Now we go lateral or external, open, pull it in. We're gonna do one more of each. Internal, open and close, external, open and close. And lastly, we're gonna do the ankles, which function just like the wrist. I'm gonna lock the knee out completely. So I'm squeezing the quad, knee is straight. And then I'm gonna think about if I'm making brownie batter and I've got some batter stuck on the edge of the bowl. I'm gonna try and scrape every bit of that batter off the bowl as I'm going around nice and slow. You might hear some clicks and pops. Totally normal as long as you're not getting a pinching sensation. We're gonna do about 3 in each direction, and we're gonna switch. And you'll notice, if you're new to doing these, which you probably are if you're watching the video, your femur's gonna wanna rotate. So that's what locking the knee out does. It isolates just the ankle in the movement. So again, we're gonna do 3 in each direction. and then switch sides. Perfect. That is a wrap on our cars warm-up. I like to use those before I go mountain biking, before I go running, before I do my workouts. This is like my staple warm-up. It sends sensory to the joints and creates a nice action map for the nervous system of what we have available. So the joint space is actually how we tell where we're at in space. So like our proprioception comes from the feedback from our joints. So when we do our joint cars, we are giving our nervous system a better action map or a better understanding of where we're at in space.